We see mothers who are having collisions with their husband, and when the child does something slight, just something slight, you need to see the outburst of the woman, as if it was the son that actually, caused the offense. Welcome to my channel again. Today let's talk about something very important. Let's talk about balancing or managing your marriage and motherhood without being overwhelmed, right? This is a very important topic. But before we get right into it, have you subscribed? Have you liked this video? Please do. Thanks to all my families and folks who do. And if you have not, please subscribe. This is a very warm family to belong to. So, this topic is so important because I relate more with motherhood and marriage as regards the balance in between. I will tell you for free, your life does not remain the same after being a mother or even after coming into marriage. Now, for some people get married, they spend more time in the marriage phase, like being a wife. They intentionally wait before having a child. Some people do that. And for some people, it's just some other statistics beyond control, right? But some other people like me, we got married. We didn't really spend so much time other than just getting married, and within the first 3 months, 4 months, we have transited into preparing for motherhood. And so, let me just put this up front. The two are not the same. Being in marriage as regards your marital duties to your husband and to the family of your husband is different when you ascend, yes, into the role of being a mother. Now, the two are demanding, and one must not suffer at the expense of the other. There's need for wisdom from God. There's need for mental preparation. There's need for modeling to learn. So today I want us to have this discussion. Perhaps one or two might help you, to be able to balance the two. So the first thing I want to talk about is setting priorities. You want to understand what is most important to you. And that's why at my other channel where I talk about self-development, and legacy leadership, you want to join us at that channel. It's called Evolve Tribe. I encourage women and men likewise to actually evolve before bringing a life partner to join you. Because if you are not yet at your upgrade, having a life partner is going to make the journey a bit more rough. Because you are still getting to even know yourself. Of course, you can't know the completeness of yourself, but at the basis is to know what is important to you. It's to know your priorities. It's to know your values. It's to know what stands out for you. What makes a day fulfilled? What do you do in a day that makes you fulfilled? How do you rest? What is Sabbath? You know what Sabbath is? Rest. What is Sabbath to you? For some people, Sabbath is just taking a walk. Some people, Sabbath is watching movies and popcorn. And so if you don't have this understanding of yourself, the truth of the matter is, when you ascend to motherhood, you would be drawn on many directions, and you might even forget yourself. And remember, as a mom, you can't pour out of an empty vessel. This is why you see many women breaking down out of being overwhelmed. Why? Because they are losing sight of their priorities, right? Of course, balance is an illusion. You cannot really settle for balance or perfection, no. But it is to put up your values and align your tasks, in such a way that it aligns with what you value. There's a way to bring in your motherhood or your responsibility as a motherhood into your marriage in such a way that there is the teeth of a wheel. As one is turning, it's turning the other one. Like this, the teeth of a wheel. That's how marriage and motherhood looks like. They look like two different directions, but they both help each other to turn. So you need to really understand this. Sit with yourself. I encourage women to journal a lot. You need to examine yourself, know yourself, explore who you are, get into coaching, into learning, and unravel the mystery that you are, so that when you have responsibilities coming into your space, there is a mental focus, there is an emotional energy that flows out of you, such a way that you are not drained. Instead, you are drawing energy from them. Yes, it's very possible to result to your child or result to your marriage as an energy to fuel motherhood. It's very possible, So join us at Evolve Tribe. I'll put the link in the description where you can join us and, get benefit of how we evolve, on this aspect of our lives. At number 2 is to talk about expectations. I understand that there are some things that women are supposed to do in marriage, and there are things that men are supposed to do in marriage. I understand that perfectly. But marriages are not the same. For some marriage, they are ideal. That is, everyone knows their roles and they are fitting into that. But for some other marriages, they are not as clear. They are like a clouded glass. You need to wipe them off to see clearly, right? So it's not so clear. The roles are not well spelled out. So you find yourself expecting your other partner to do something. He is also expecting you to do the same thing. So it ends up not being done. Nobody does it. Why? Because the two of you are expecting each other to settle what needs to be done. So how do you deal with expectations? Number 1, have none. Yes, you heard me clearly. Have none. Whatever is in front of you that needs to be done, please do it. I used to advocate for being right over peace. But now I have matured. Yes. By the grace of God, my marriage we are growing. Initially, when we got married, I used to advocate for what should be right, what should be done rightly. This is what should be done. This is what you should do. Yeah. My folks, it's not more so. Because why? I love peace now. I just like peace. Peace is more better. So, because of peace, my sister, if it is in front of me and I have the hands to do it, I will do it. Because I know that it's also in front of him tomorrow and he will do it. So there is except for the obvious roles. Of course, I don't expect my husband to breastfeed my child. He can't breastfeed. He can only use a milk that has been expressed. That's an obvious rule. I don't expect the fact that he doesn't expect the fact that I am the one to do what? To, do the manly duties as it were, or to, settle for some manly duties. He fits into that perfectly because that's how he expresses that aligns with his values. So once that is out of the way, the other minor things that we settle for, I don't want to give instances because for some people these are big issues in their marriages. But there are some minor things that you can just overlook for the sake of peace. Over time, your partner will come to pick up the memo. It will just get the memo. I'm telling you, it might take time. But for the sake of your peace, you let something slide. So please embrace what? Imperfection. If you were all perfect the way you are, please marry yourself. Yes. If you are all perfect the way you are the one that see clearly. You are the one that know what should be done rightly. You are the one that know everything. It's you that, tells people what to do. Please just marry yourself, because marriage will expose the imperfection of each other. You're going to see more of what is done. Proximity brings, content. When you are more closer to a person, you see the person, see finish. We call it see finish in my community. It means you see the person finish. You know everything about the person. And there's tendency for what? Disrespect. So proximity. You are living with this person every day. You're under the same roof. You know the imperfections of the person. There's tendency for a whole lot of you collide. Sometimes there's no issue. It's just collision that is happening. You're just colliding because you're always in my space and I'm always in his space. So these are things that just comes up. So embrace peace. That is the counsel here, right? Another thing as regards expectations is to pray about them. Yes. I have a prayer community, also another YouTube channel titled Warrior Spirit. We pray. Yes. One time we prayed 15 minutes intervals, in every 2 hours. We prayed. Pray about your expectations. If you cannot embrace peace, if you feel like I must fight for my rights, advocate mama, please pray about them. At least do your fighting in prayers. Yes. and just be patient because your prayer is working. It may not just happen all at once. You just wake up and see that, oh, I prayed for this yesterday, it's happened. Where some people experience that. But other than that, just be patient, pray and apply patience. That's one of the ways that can help you offload the expectations in your marriage so that you don't transfer aggression to your children. Because this happens a lot. We see mothers who are having collisions with their husband, and when the child does something slight, just something slight, you need to see the outburst of the woman as if it was the son that actually, caused the offense. Moms, the way you explode to your children, it actually affects their psychology. I'm telling you, some children cannot forget the way their parents actually react to them under duress, under pressure, or under hunger. And it psychologically impacts that child, lowers the self-esteem. As low as he is, he can't even speak up. You see some children in school, you are struggling to even hear their name. What's your name? Their voice is so low, they can't speak up. Why? Because their parent has transferred, because there's issue in the marriage. So now there's an overwhelm. It's a spillover to their parenting. At number 3, let's talk about time management. Let's talk about time management. There are apps that can help you manage your productivity, to schedule your tasks. We are in a tech world now. You should come on board, upgrade as regards your productivity. Gone are those days where we just write what we plan to do a day before. You're just planning. If you are still doing a day before planning, you want to do something tomorrow, you are planning today. It can't work because there are some things that will just come into your schedule that you didn't really budget for, but it's actually before you. What would you do? So many times you schedule a week, you schedule a month. If it's possible to do a quarter, you can. Because especially if you have other things in your life going on, you are working, maybe you're studying, maybe you have a business, or you are running the home as regards the day-to-day maintenance of the home. I'm talking about in terms of food to eat, in terms of maybe if you're on a diet, or your children are on a diet, or your husband is on a diet. That is also there. You have to go for groceries. You have to go to the store to get groceries, right? You're also on personal development. You are coaching, or you are in a coaching group. So many things is going on in your life. You are also a daughter to your parents, and a daughter-in-law likewise. How do you do this? Maybe you come and school me now. How do you put all this together without a proper productivity, timetable? How do you do this? So you need to come on board. You need to upgrade. There are tools, there are apps, there are coaching tools, there are some groups that you come into that they level you up how to schedule your time. Apart from that, you need to understand your energy levels, your energy flows. Some things actually should be done at night. Some things are best done in the morning. For some women, you need to really understand. That's why I say come on board and evolve. Come on board and evolve, right? Do you need to understand your energy flows? Because this early morning routine, we have some women, you do a whole lot in your life, just like I initially mentioned. Yet you wake up early in the morning and the first thing you do is to go into the kitchen and pour all your energy in the morning. You do all that. Then later in the evening, you are so tired, you can't read a book. You can't even read a page, just one page of a book. You're so overwhelmed. Or you give excuses and say, my toddler is going to scatter the house. Are there not times your toddler takes rest? Your toddler rests, right? And you should also budget ahead. What do I need to get done? Start to do. So these are things we can manage, right? We can really manage this. I'm saying this because I feel like a whole lot of women are buried under a heap of responsibility and they are losing their voice. You're losing your voice. You're losing your uniqueness. You're forgetting who you are and what you offer to the world, right? So please don't allow that to be you. That's not you. That's not you. So there is a balance between your marriage and your motherhood, right? So let's talk about number 4 quickly, and let's talk into self-care and support system. So this is where I will sit down and be waiting for those who don't still believe in self-care. Your number 1 self-care is your spirit, and that's prayer. Don't let me even go there, because I don't know how you love yourself so much. You say you love yourself, and the maximum percentage of your time is on your body and not your spirit. Please teach me. Please teach me. Because you are first spirit before you are body and soul. I don't know. So your self-care should start from your spirit. You should spend time praying for yourself. You should spend time having personal affirmations, confessions. And you can come on my blog, right? I'm going to put the link in the description below. Come on my blog and get these affirmations and settle this into your spirit. Woman, you are magnificent. Don't let me start preaching right now, right? But just come on board, because self-care starts from your spirit. And then we get into your soul. We get into learning, coaching. We get into learning. We have a strong women society now where women's voice are being heard. You need to get this in front of you. All this scrolling aimlessly on social media, just scrolling from one app to the other, to the other, to the other. Please, we need to grow out of that. This is not that year. This is not that year. This is just not that year, right? So come on board, upgrade. We need to be in front of each other more often so that we are motivating each other, so that we are stirring ourselves up. And then we come to your body. Some women actually have just few children. And when you look at them, you can't believe their age, because they are worn out from, let me start from emotional struggles and trauma, because that's really where the whole hormonal stuff starts from. When you don't smile often, when you don't laugh often, these things are causing emotional trauma into yourself. And don't wait for your partner to make you laugh. Don't wait for your partner. Do you know that of recent, when I had my birthday, I actually celebrated myself first, in such a way that I told myself, if anybody is doing anything extra for me, it's just an extra. If anybody is celebrating me now, it's an extra. I've already celebrated myself, my body, soul, and spirit. Invested in these 3 areas as I entered into a new year, right? So if anyone is doing any celebration, oh, thank you, it's just an addition. It doesn't now make me full. No. You see, so we need to get this together, right? Your self-care, your body routine, how you become feminine. Some women are losing their feminism already, and I understand sincerely. I have women in my circle where we begin to see how the pressure of juggling so many things, and then the man in them, it's a woman. There's a man in you. So the masculineness of you is beginning to override your feminism. And we have heard so many messages say that, if a woman is in the hands of a strong man, then her feminism comes out. I don't want to say much in that direction, because you were first feminine before a man even saw you, right? You were first feminine. You had your feminism, and you were rooted in identity. So why is it that until a man makes you, until you're relaxed in a strong man, before you? No, we're placing the cart before the horse here. We just need to understand that who you really are is seated in your identity. So who are you? When you begin to have this understanding of who you are, and you dwell more in your feminism power, you would have more expressions, more love flows to your marriage, more understanding, more patience, right? And also to your motherhood, to your children. You are just this version they see and they want to be like. Your boy wants to grow up to marry a woman like you. Your women, your daughters, they see you and they praise you. Proverbs chapter 31. And the last verse says, our children will rise up and praise her. Your children see you and they praise you. Although right now, some children, they need to be spanked so that they praise you in the future, right? But that's by the way. So yeah, this is just what we have to discuss. I know there's more to this. So let's chit-chat in the comment section. Tell me more about how you are able to see a balance between your marriage and your motherhood, right? And let's have this conversation more. Come on board to Evolve Tribe, where we have materials and we have conversations that helps womanhood to evolve. And not just women, we also, young minds. If you are even a guy here, you feel like, personal development and legacy leadership is mine, then come on board as well. And if you're here, you are struggling with your prayer life, you really want to grow spiritually, then join us at Warrior Spirit. This is it's a YouTube channel here, but then we have a small community where we are praying. Yeah, we are praying. Okay, love you. See you next video. Bye.